Check
Tasty.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, testing.
You've got to talk right into it, really close.
Really close.
There
Does
you
this
go.
work?
We can do that.
Okay.
Yes,
There's
perfect.
my voice sounding
Okay.
really
Perfect.
low.
That's wonderful. Well, hello everybody. Hi everybody on the live stream. Welcome to John's Guitar Lounge. Welcome to the NAMM Show, the 2026 NAMM Show live. I am here with some of my favorite people on the planet, Ren Ferguson, Timothy Ferguson, and Virginia Staples Ferguson. In short, they build the very best guitars and other instruments on the planet, hands down. It's what I play, it's what I love. There will be a story about that later. We're going to talk to Ren and to Tim and Ginny for a little while here, hear what makes them tick, and then we're going to be hearing one of his guitars in action, and it happens to be mine, and I'm so blessed to have it. So, and it was formerly Ren's, so that's a little tidbit on why it's so special, so special to me, because it was Ren's guitar, which you'll see in a few minutes here. And so we'll have some fun. I'll play some music in a little while, and I hope everybody's enjoying all my other NAMM Show videos. I've got a bunch of them, and I've got a whole playlist right on my YouTube channel for it. So check all those out later on after this live stream if you want to see more awesome stuff at the NAMM Show. But in the meantime, let me stop wasting all of your time and start talking to you. So Ren, it's so good to see you.
Great to see you too, John.
Well, thank you. And we are on microphone here live at the NAMM Show, so people who are standing around here and watching it and can see it and hear it too. Ren, there's no easy way to put this. You are truly a legend in the music industry, and I'm saying that both for your sake and also for the sake of everyone watching online and everyone listening here and watching here at the NAMM Show. You are a legend. You have been building the world's finest musical instruments, guitars and other stringed instruments for decades. How does that feel? A little bit loaded.
I'm truly blessed by the opportunity that's been afforded me and my family, but over my entire career working with Gibson and Guild and Fender and Shadow and all the brands that I've had opportunity to be part of. I have to say that I believe the Lord has blessed me in unbelievable ways.
Well, I'm sorry for setting it up like that, but the Lord has certainly blessed, I think, all of us with your amazing talent and your willingness to share it with the world, because there are plenty of talented people in the world who don't dedicate their lives to that craft like you have, and that's to all of our benefit.
Well, I've had the privilege of being surrounded by the peers in the industry that have shared everything they have with me as I've had opportunity to share with them. Not just building, be part of their lives. They're real people, and I get credit for all the people I've worked for. I mean, I'm the one that gets to take the bow, but it's always the people that work with me that produce this stuff. And I may get to direct traffic and make some choices, but it's because I'm always surrounded by the best of the best.
Well, you're also extremely humble, and that's a perfect example of how humble you are. What Ren didn't say there is that he's surrounded by the best because he assembles the team. Ren, among other many accomplishments, set up the Gibson Montana acoustic division way back when, about, close to 40 years ago, 35 years ago maybe.
Yeah, I was only 19, I think, or, oh no, I was 80, I think then. So.
Well, you're looking pretty good for 120 then, because that must be where you are now if you were 80 back then.
Speed kills, you know.
That's what they say.
I've been going slow on purpose.
Well, slow and steady wins the race, I guess, right?
I hope.
So, yeah, I hope so too. Tell me about what you're doing now, because a few years ago you decided that you wanted to start building guitars under in your own name again, with your name on the headstock again, and start your own company with your children, Tim and Virginia. Tell me about that.
Well, when I was with Fender, they were taken over by a group of investors, and they decided to sell off the brand Guild. And Guild was what I was in charge of at the time for Fender as the acoustic engineer for the factory in New Hartford, Connecticut. The people that purchased it wanted to move it to Oxnard, California, and offered me a position there. And when they did, I got in touch with my son and invited him to come and work with me, because he's, gosh, he was doing custom inlay work for me and building on his own back in the, gosh, probably late 90s, mid 90s probably. And so we both moved to California for a couple years to put that factory together. And after that, Tim stayed in California for a little while, and then I tricked him into moving back to Montana to help me use up all this incredible stash of lumber that I've acquired in my life. And we started building together, and we do it in absolutely as most difficult manner as possible. We do one instrument at a time, to order. Hardly ever have time to build a spec instrument. And about 3 years ago, we decided we had to have somebody answer the phone, and Virginia wanted to come and learn the process, and now she's become a full-fledged luthier herself, and she still answers the phone. But besides organizing everything that happens outside of picking up a piece of wood, she seems to be doing all of that and building. So between the three of us, we have had opportunity to donate some incredible instruments for wildlife rescue, habitat enhancement, and things like that, which we are passionate about, and it's a real team effort. You know, it's in my home at we have a 4-car garage that's turned into our workshop, and the kids live close enough, they come every day and slave away.
Well, that sounds wonderful, though. You know, and it truly is a family business. And I mean, what I think would be cool is if you started a family band, then you guys could tour the countryside, playing your own guitars and promoting the brand through the gift of song.
I do take requests. However, it's usually sit down, shut up, stop playing, let someone who knows how to play. You know.
I doubt that very much. I've heard you play before, and you are, again, you're very, very modest, but you're a tremendous player. You're a wonderful guitar player as well as an incredible luthier. Now, you mentioned that you have a special, vast stash of wood that you've collected over your lifetime. Can you tell us any more about that?
Well, when I started building flat top guitars, I had built classicals prior to going overseas, and had spent an awful lot of time doing repair work, and I self-taught by repairing old Gibsons, Martins, all of the above. If it was broken, I had a chance to work on it for many years. And after getting out of the service, I went to work for Westwood Music, and after being there for almost a year, McCabe's Guitar Shop begged me to go into business to do repair for them, because they were getting so much that I opened a shop with Rob Ehlers in Santa Monica, California, and at that time we bought the remaining inventory of K guitar and sold off a great deal of it as kits, but we had a chance to actually start building flat tops. And although I had built a lot of them, or not built them, but had done repair, I'd really not done anything with steel strings. I was primarily a banjo builder up to that point, and doing just full repair. And thinking of the work I had to do the following weekend, I was laying in bed, and that light bulb came over my head, and I thought, gosh, if I put a new fretboard on that, and a new neck on this one, and a new top, and fixed a crack on that rib, and put some kerfing in this one, I could build a whole guitar. Like, I've been waiting for permission to do it. And I had all these tools and fixtures left over from K, and we bought them from, I think, Chicago Music Exchange, or somebody who had acquired that. And that would have been about 1970, 69, 70 probably. I started building flat tops and just haven't looked back. You know, I started buying wood. I met Fred Gerlach, who was a musician from New York, who was also a guitar builder who had moved to Venice Beach. and he was re-signing his own Brazilian rosewood. And back then, you could buy Brazilian rosewood from a lumber yard. And I would go downtown and I would buy wood at 2 or 3 different vendors there, and started re-signing my own lumber and learning the trade of that, and branched out and would travel to get wood. And so I've acquired it for a long time.
Well, that's amazing, and now we're all the benefactors of you spending so much time collecting wood over the years, because now you're building guitars with them, and so are Tim and Ginny, which is so much fun to see the process of that. And you send me pictures sometimes of different things you're doing, and Tim's amazing inlay work. And I mean, Ginny, you're learning all the tools of the trade as well, and also learning how to be a luthier.
Patience to work with us on top of that. So,
well, we're not going to go there. So Tim, let me ask you and put you on the spot for a minute. What is it that drew you to working with your dad in the first place and forming this Ren Ferguson company to build guitars with him?
It was realizing that he had been giving this kind of gift back to the industry, that I had wanted to be an architect in high school and put a lot of energy into that, but when I came to a NAMM show and I realized that there was this experience happening with Dad where the world was not just building this instrument, but they were working to build better instruments as almost like a global unit. Everybody wanted this to get better, and that in itself was a strong pull. That's cool, but it was the relationships that he had built with so many people, the learning that it wasn't just about the construction of the next guitar, but of all the different relationships that could grow through this business, that you can not just achieve something awesome in the realm of manufacturing, but if you do your job right, then it goes to the next step, and now somebody can make music with it, and if they do their job right, then everybody gets the opportunity to dive into whatever was just created. And there's a lot of magic there, and this community here at NAMM was all about sharing what we knew so we could all be better at what we did. And I got addicted to that. I loved the energy that this entire community had, that it wasn't just about what I did yesterday, it was what we were going to do tomorrow as a group. And I wanted to be part of that. So reached out to him and said, I want to be your apprentice eventually. And I spent about 5 more years just being a kid before I actually started my apprenticeship. But it's been great.
I mean, that's amazing, Tim, and that's wonderful to hear. And I have to say, you really, and I hope you know this, I love you anyway, but you really do some of the most amazing inlay work, guitar inlay work that I've ever seen. The way that you
Thank you, John.
You're welcome, please, thank you. Because if you want to know more about inlay work, you can talk to Tim and Ren and Ginny right here during the show, during the NAMM show if you want to, or if you're watching from home, just leave a comment on this video or something, and I'll have us make another one and bring it to you so you can hear all about it. But you mentioned the fact that you take wood and you build a guitar, wood and a few other materials, and you build a guitar, and then someone gets it and plays it, and then someone listens to it and they hear it, and you're spreading music and you're spreading joy through music. And is that something that all three of you, and I guess any one of you guys can answer this, is that something that all three of you really share and appreciate and love about the fact that you're building guitars specifically, as opposed to building chairs or whatever?
I'll tell you that having been a player for a long time, and then learning how to build instruments and just be part of that early or late 60s movement, playing the guitar is, for me at least, it was different than playing the violin or the trumpet or the sousaphone or whatever it happened to be in school. It was something that you got to participate in because you wanted to. And
I think I shut my mic off. I just have to ask though, did you actually play the sousaphone?
I did. Did
There's
you?
another thing. You're a mountain man, you're a fisherman, you're a hunter, an avid hunter, you're a trapper, you're a guitar builder, a gunsmith, and the list goes on. And then you're also what is it, sousaphonist, I suppose would be the proper term. I learned something new today about you.
But the part that I've got to play is I know the guys that have literally carried the wood out of the forest on their back in a pack, and to take that wood and turn it into a musical instrument and then hand it to somebody that gets to perform possibly only for themselves or their cat, and they write songs in their bedroom, or they're on stage somewhere and they're sharing that music. I mean, what other industry would allow you to do that much involvement? You know, I build a guitar for somebody, they write a song, do a record, and everybody hears it over the radio, and I got to make that guitar. That is incredible. And I got to find the guy that cut that wood down, or I went to India and found the wood, and you know, whatever it happened to be, it's just a piece of magic. I'm just so blessed.
It sounds like magic to me, and again, we are all blessed to have you and Tim and Jenny doing this stuff. Let me go to Jenny for a second and put you on the spot, put you in the hot seat. What is it like to be building guitars and working every day with your dad and your brother? How is that going? Are you enjoying learning the trade?
Just make something up that sounds good, okay?
Are you wishing that you could just be answering phones, or are you really loving learning the lutherie process and learning how to build these amazing instruments yourself too? Tell us about that.
I'm really enjoying almost every aspect of getting to build with my dad and my brother. I'm finding that the more opportunity I have to be hands-on, the more I enjoy it. I really like to be a part of it more than just answering the phones. And although I understand how important it is to learn how to have these dynamic conversations with not with our customers, but listen, more than anything, it's listening to my dad have these conversations. So I'm learning the right questions to ask, and that way we can continue to carry on the legacy of when we're trying to work with a customer right now. We're trying to be incredibly intentional about working with them in a way that's going to really build them the instrument of their dreams. You know, one of the first things that Dad likes to ask them, aside of what kind of music do you play, is what guitar's missing from your collection. Because the reason that they've come to us is there's something that they don't have that they're trying to achieve. And you know, whether it's trying to get a specific model so they can play a specific style of music, or, you know, be whatever it is, we get the opportunity to connect with each customer and take the knowledge that Dad has accumulated over his lifetime and apply it to try to create them the best possible performance instrument. Then we get to come into Tim's realm of incredible artistic ability, where truly as a team we work together to design the artwork. As you know, it may start with one of us, but we're always bouncing ideas, we're always transforming it together, and then, you know, like, these instruments truly feel like they have a magical component. I feel very strongly, because of the merriment of all of these different materials from around the world, I think that there's inherent magic that goes along with that, and that we get the opportunity to kind of imbibe into each one of our instruments while we're sharing our love for music and for creating and getting to pour it into a piece that someone is going to get to do that exact thing in a different way. They're going to pour their love and their creation into it, and it's going to share that with someone else. And just getting to have a small part of that process, I really feel that, like my dad had mentioned, that's incredibly rewarding.
You know, when somebody gets an instrument that they've requested or they find, you know, a guy goes into a music store and he finds a guitar that he goes back 3 times, and then he can't afford it anyways, but he still buys it. And he goes home and he plays and he plays and he plays, and he finds out I'm a better guitar player because I've been practicing. But he stopped practicing because the axe that he had just didn't live up to what his vision might be, because he's continued to improve it over his career, you know.
That is a wonderful, wonderful observation and sentiment. You know, it's funny, and I have this conversation with people on a somewhat regular basis because, you know, if you're in a Facebook group or something, a guitar-based Facebook group or something like that, or whatever else, you know, sometimes people say, you don't need an expensive guitar to sound good, and a professional guitar player is going to sound good no matter what they play. That all may be true, but if you're, you know, like the other 99.5% of us who are not professional guitar players, who spend 12 hours a day doing it for years and that's all they do, then yeah, if you do that, then yeah, you can pick anything up and sound good. The rest of us, especially people who are learning, especially, you know, so many people think when you're learning, buy a cheap guitar, it's not going to matter. That's the time when you want to have the best guitar that you can afford the most, I think, because like you said, you want a guitar that's going to draw you to it. You're going to want to pick it up. You want it to be set up right. You want it to be built right. You want it sonically to be pleasing in what you're looking for and to be what you want it to be.
Gives you the best chance of success.
Absolutely right.
Having said all that, the guitars that are available to the market 40 years now after starting Gibson and all, they're so good that physically anybody can play them. They are quality instruments. They may not be solid tone woods. They may be a combination of laminates or whatever, but they're good enough that you can play them without wearing out your vision.
But I'd
You
still
can
rather
start
play one of yours.
anywhere and go as far as you want.
I'd still rather play one of yours. And it's funny too, because I was just telling Dana yesterday, now that I have my Ren Ferguson guitar, that's my very own, and I have other guitars that you had built previously, that you had built for my father, which I'm blessed to have, and I love those. And I'll always play those, and I'll always love those. But I now have a guitar that I'm going to be playing in just a few minutes here, right on the air, and right here at the NAMM Show, so people can hear it and see it played. But now that I have that, I told Dana yesterday, this is the first time in my life, and of course, I'm surrounded by thousands and thousands of guitars here. This is normally a playground for me because I'm shopping for guitars, whether I'm shopping for them or not. But I told Dana yesterday afternoon, right after I got done playing here at the booth, I said, you know, honey, for the first time in my life...
Don't call me honey.
Okay, baby. Whatever you say. Toots. No, I seriously told Dana, though, you know, for the first time in my life that I can remember, I'm not shopping for a guitar, because I've always been looking for another guitar. This does everything I want and more, and it means so much to me to have it. And shameless plug for you guys, I just want everybody out there to know, you can go on their website, fergusonguitars.com, and I'll put a link to that in the replay to this video, and links to their other stuff and their email and everything too. You guys can have a real Ren Ferguson company guitar that has been built by Ren Ferguson himself, and that Tim works on and does incredible inlay work on and all sorts of incredible work on, and that Ginny does incredible work on. And when you call them or email them, it'll be Ginny 99 times out of 100 who's going to be the one answering the phone, and you'll be talking right to her. You're not talking to some answering service, you're talking right to her. You tell her what you want, and the three of these guys are going to work on that for you, and you tell them what you want, and they will make it happen for you. And that is also true sonically. They can do virtually anything, and I'll splice a bunch of pictures and photos of some amazing guitars that you guys have built into the replay video of this too. But trust me, they've done some incredible art guitars with ornamentation that I drool over, but I don't drool too close to the guitars because that would eat into the lacquer. But what I love so much about how you build guitars is you're not just grabbing the next piece of wood that's been cut to be a brace off a line like pretty much almost everybody else does when they're working for a big guitar company, working in a factory. You choose every single piece of wood for each particular instrument based on that, the sonic qualities that you guys have learned over years and decades, Ren, that is going to give the tone production and the sonic quality that the customer, the player, the person ultimately playing the guitar wants to have. And that, for a guitar player, that's the biggest thing in the world. That's more important. My dad even always said, I would rather have a guitar that looked horrible, but that sounds and plays exactly like I want. He said, I'm fortunate that I don't have to do that, but it doesn't care what a guitar looks like for a gigging musician, as long as that guitar sounds and plays how you want it to play. Everything that you do aesthetically, all three of you do aesthetically on these guitars, is a whole lot of icing on a really, really delicious cake. So,
you know, the guitar that you're going to be playing is a Adirondack topped Brazilian dreadnought with a LR Bags pickup in it.
yes, and LR Bags makes incredible pickups. When you were getting the guitar ready for me to play a couple weeks ago at the show, I asked you, have you got you have strap buttons on it, right? I don't remember seeing them because I played the guitar before. He said, nope. I said, well, can you put a strap button on for me so I can stand up and play it? He's like, sure, I can do whatever you want. Okay. And that's always his answer to everything. I can do whatever you want. And so then I asked, there isn't a pickup in it, is there? And in the NAMM Show environment, I don't know if everybody can hear all this other music going on around us. You need very tight dynamic microphones, like a vocal microphone. If you try to use a condenser microphone or something that picks up ambient sound, it'll just amplify all the noise around you. So I couldn't mic it like I might mic it in a studio or something like that. But so I asked, what pickup do you recommend? Well, number one, will you put a pickup in it? And number two, what pickup would you recommend? And I think your exact words to me were, I think your exact words to me were, the only ones that I've ever heard that sound good, and they sound great, they're the best, are LR Bags. And so I said, go ahead and get it and install it, please. And I've played it now right here at the show twice, and it sounds incredible. It actually sounds like the guitar. I'm not trying to dial anything in to change the tone to make it sound more like the guitar that I know and love. It just sounds like the guitar itself, which is pretty rare with anything electronic.
Lloyd's been building since the early 70s as well, and the stuff just keeps getting, he keeps sharpening everything up. So you probably have to replace it in another 5 or 10 years. It'll be even better.
Well, I'll do that if and when I have to, but for now I'm loving it, and I think it's amazing. It's hard to imagine anything about that guitar getting any better, or anything being better than that guitar. But you know what? Well, but if anybody out there wants Ren Ferguson and Tim Ferguson and Ginny Ferguson to build them something better, then just call and tell Ginny, I want something better than Johnny Stewart's guitar. I want something better than the one that he's bragging about, because I am bragging now. It's way over the line of bragging now, but they will build it for you. They will build you something even better than mine if you ask for it. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody online. Stay tuned right here. I'm going to keep this same live stream going, and I'm just going to move the camera for a second. Give me 2 minutes, and I'm going to let you hear this gorgeous guitar in action in just a minute, guys. Ren, Tim, Ginny, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys.
Love you, John. Thank you so
John.
much.
Thanks again, you guys. And stay tuned. Stay right on the live stream. Thank you. We're still live, so I'm going to do some playing now. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. All right, we are back here at the 2026 NAMM Show. This is that gorgeous Ren Ferguson guitar that I was talking about. This is the gorgeous Ren Ferguson Dreadnought that I was talking about. And this is one heck of an instrument, guys. Wait till you hear it. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. I'm spending my money on other women. You're taking money from someone else. Called your mama 3 or 4 nights ago. Yeah, I called your mama 3 or 4 nights ago. Well, your mama said, son, don't call my daughter no more. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. See, I'm spending my money on other women. You're taking money from someone else. Come back home, baby. Try my love one more time. Oh, come back home, baby. Try my love one more time. If things don't go to suit you, I think I'll lose my mind. Oh, before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Yeah, before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. I'm spending my money on other women. You're taking money from someone else. Whew, all right, a little blues at NAMM. Now let's play something a little bit more upbeat now that I got my levels. Everybody watching here on the live stream on YouTube, thank you for being here. Johnny Stewart and John's Guitar Lounge here at the Ren Ferguson Guitar Company, the finest acoustic instruments on the planet, guys. Hear them, play them right here. All right, we're being shut down, everybody, so I'm going to do one more, and then I will be back later on, and you'll be hearing more from Ren Ferguson later on. I don't practice Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball. Had $1 million, but I'd spend it all if I could find my Hannah and that Sancho that she found. Well, I'd pop a cap in Sancho and I'd slap her down. What I really want to know, baby, what I really want to say, I can't define. This love I need, my soul have to wait back to find a Hannah of my own. A loved one and all. And I feel the break, feel the break, I feel the break, and I gotta live it up. Oh yeah, Well, I swear that what I really wanna know, baby, what I really wanna say, I can't define. Got love, make it go. My soul have to. What I really want to say, baby, what I really want to say is I've got mine, and I'll make it, yes, I'm coming up. Tell St. Chito that if he knows what is good for him, he'd best go run and hide. Daddy's got a new 45, and I won't think twice to stick that barrel straight down Sancho's throat. Believe me when I say that I got something for his punk ass. what I really want to know. Ah, baby, what I really want to say is there's just one way back, and I'm gonna make it. Oh, my soul have to wait. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you in the crowd. Welcome to NAMM. Come and check out all the awesome guitars at the Ren Ferguson Company guitar booth. Thanks for watching on the live stream. I will be reposting this with a bunch of cool pictures from that interview before that we did with Ren Ferguson himself and his kids. And I just want to say thanks everybody for being here. Come to the booth and check out these awesome, amazing guitars, the finest acoustic instruments on the planet. And I mean that because I own this one. This one is mine. And it was not given to me. Have a great time, everybody, at the NAMM Show. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Johnny Stewart of John's Guitar Lounge.